I have never come across a product that has caused so much interest and such a stir in such a short space of time. So I am really, really excited and delighted to be able to share more information with you. As you can see from the slide, as you've heard from Andy, my background is that I'm an orthopaedic consultant. I still do that as my day job. And one of the things that's always driven me throughout my professional career has been a desire to help people maximise their movement, help them maximise what they can get out of life and experience by being more mobile. And it's interesting thinking back to 8 years ago when Nikki and I first started our Forever journey, and what it was that attracted me to Forever at that stage. And at the beginning, I have to be honest, nothing attracted me to Forever. I was deeply, deeply sceptical and very suspicious. And if it wasn't for Nikki forcing me to drink that lovely aloe drink, then I probably wouldn't have ended up here 8 years later. But I did develop a real belief in the products. And what I realised when I looked into the opportunity was that this was a fantastic opportunity for me to continue to live that passion for helping people with their health, helping people with their lifestyle, but in a different but equally rewarding way. And it's been a fabulous journey, and one that we would not change. I absolutely believe that this has the potential to be a game-changing product. And I'm going to share with you some more information about why it is that I believe that this is a truly unique and revolutionary product. What is so special about the ingredients in Forever Move? And also share with you my thoughts about some 5 very simple but effective and compliant steps that you can take to help with your marketing. Is that okay? Okay, so most of you will already know that there are 2 major active ingredients in the Forever Move. There is eggshell membrane, NEM, and there is turmeric. So let's explore both of these in a little more detail. So turmeric, or curcumin, is a botanical root related to and very similar to the ginger. And most of us are probably aware of turmeric in its use in cooking because it's a colouring or a flavouring for food. What's interesting, as you can see from the slide, is that increasingly over recent years turmeric has become a very, very popular natural supplement. But actually, if you look into turmeric, actually it's been used as a herbal remedy for centuries in some ancient cultures. So it really is nothing new. One of the big areas where it's used at the moment is actually in the equine world. And if any of you have horses or know people who have horses, they often use turmeric by the bucket load. But what they will often do is to mix turmeric with black pepper. Now, why do they do that? They do that because turmeric of itself has quite a low bioavailability. Now, you've all heard that word before because Louise talked about it earlier on. And I don't want to get really sciencey on you and take you back to the classroom. But actually, understanding what bioavailability means is really quite important for us to understand, because it helps us understand the power of this particular product and this particular ingredient. So what do I mean about nutrient bioavailability? Well, in its simplest form, bioavailability just means the amount of nutrient that actually is able to get to the end target organ where it's supposed to have an impact. Okay, so after that nutrient has run through the gauntlet of the digestive system, the circulatory system, and the various points of metabolism, whether that be the gut wall or whether that be the liver, how much of it is left to actually have an impact on where we want it to work? And there are lots of factors, as you might imagine, that will impact on a nutrient's bioavailability. Obviously, the health of our digestive system and the health of our circulation is really key. Also, what other nutrients you are ingesting at the same time. So vitamin C, for example, is known to enhance the absorption of certain nutrients, particularly iron. Whereas other things, caffeine, alcohol, will actually have a significant negative impact on the absorption of many nutrients. But one of the biggest things that has an impact is actually the nutrient itself. What's its structure and what form is it in? So macronutrients like proteins, carbohydrates and fats, they have a relatively high bioavailability, whereas micronutrients, and particularly botanicals, they often have a much lower bioavailability. And unfortunately, standard natural turmeric is one of those botanicals that actually does have quite a low bioavailability, which is why in the horse world they have to give horses bucket loads of the stuff, and they also have to mix it with black pepper. But it's also why in our Forever Move we don't use standard turmeric. We use a turmeric called Biocurc, and Biocurc stands for bioavailable curcumin. It is a patented preparation of turmeric with significantly increased bioavailability. So not only is Rex and the nutraceutical team giving us an ingredient which is matching all the market trends at the moment, it's also giving us an ingredient which is raising the bar, raising the industry standard for the quality of ingredients in nutritional supplements out there. So I think we can be really proud of what nutraceuticals and the Forever once again are giving us and our customers in terms of ingredients. So does that make sense about bioavailability and the importance of recognising that the turmeric that we use in Forever Move is Biocurc, which is a patented preparation with increased bioavailability? Yeah? Okay. So, before I go on to talk about the eggshell, I'd like to introduce somebody to you. I would like you to say hello to Grandpa Osborne. Okay. Now, many of you may not have heard of Grandpa Osborne, but in 1957, Grandpa Osborne set up his own business. A business that 6 years later continues to be family run. And he set up his business initially to produce liquid egg products. So his business would take in eggs, they would create a liquid egg product, and that would then be sold on to the food industry, to hotels and restaurants, etc. But one of the things that had always concerned and upset Grandpa Osborne and his family was what to do with the eggshells. They were very environmentally conscious, they didn't like all of this waste, and for many, many years what they used to do was to donate it to the local farmers to be used as fertiliser. Grandpa Osborne was sure that there would be a much more effective and better use for eggshells. And therefore the Osborne family, together with colleagues and scientists, investigated the eggshells for over a decade during the 1990s and early 2000s. And what they discovered was that that membrane that we've often seen when we boil an egg, that membrane inside of the eggshell, was a really, really rich source of collagen. And the Osborne family were astute to know that that might have a real benefit in the beauty and nutritional marketplace. But the other thing that's fascinating about ESM Technologies, as the company is called now, it is, as I say, still family owned and family run, is that they're, first of all, not the only company in the States that produces eggshell membrane. But they are one of the few companies that extract, isolate and stabilise that eggshell membrane without using any chemicals. They have a patented heat vacuum process so they can extract all of that goodness without contaminating it in any way. And again, I just wanted to share that context and that backstory with you so you could really appreciate what lengths Forever and Rex go to make sure that not only do we have fabulous products, but the companies and our business partners also share the same ethical values that we have and place a good importance around natural processes and something which is environmentally sustainable. And I think that that's really, really important for you to know, so that all of us can share that with our customers, that we are really a health and well-being, naturally inspired company. So let's move on to eggshell membrane, because it is a fascinating substance. Yes, it's rich in collagen, but we now know that it's also rich in other important substances for our connective tissue, so hyaluronic acid, calcium, chondroitin, and glucosamine. And as somebody who has a passion for good muscular skeletal joint health, you could not ask for a better combination of ingredients, a better recipe for something that is going to be provide you with the building blocks for our connective tissues. So I want to share with you just a little bit of detail about why these ingredients are so important to a normal, healthy, natural body. So, most of you will be familiar with calcium already. You know that that's really important for our bones, it's really important for our teeth. It's also really important for our muscles, not so much in terms of their structure, but certainly in terms of muscle function. So really important for muscle power, endurance, and muscle strength. Glucosamine and chondroitin are really vital building blocks to the articular cartilage, that surface of the bone that forms the Teflon coating, if you like, of our joint. Glucosamine is what provides the scaffolding, the structure to the articular cartilage, and the chondroitin, its property is to absorb and hold on to water. So that gives the articular cartilage its ability to withstand load, to compress and bounce back, and it gives it some resistance to compression loading. So they work really, really importantly together to provide all the different functions that we need from our joints. Now, if you look at collagen and hyaluronic acid, they behave in very similar ways. So collagen is also provides a lot of scaffolding, it's mainly a structural protein, and hyaluronic acid also holds on to water to provide flexibility. And again, collagen and hyaluronic acid are often found together, not just in the joint in terms of the articular cartilage, but actually found throughout the body. So it's also found in our muscles, our ligaments, our tendons. And the other important place that collagen and hyaluronic acid is found is in our skin. In fact, collagen is one of the most common proteins in our body. As you're all sitting there at the moment, 1/5 of your body mass is probably made up of collagen. And the challenge is that as we become, how can I put this sensitively, a little bit more mature, then we begin to degrade those products a little bit more quickly, and we aren't as efficient at building and manufacturing those products internally. So there becomes a bit of a mismatch, which is why our joints might get a bit creaky, why our skin might become a bit drier, and we start feeling that little bit of maturity. So those are really, really important building blocks for our joints and our skin and elsewhere. So eggshell membrane is a fascinating substance. It presents a unique combination of really powerful ingredients, all occurring naturally together. And there's only one other, probably, case of that I can think of that springs to mind, and that is aloe vera. Aloe vera contains many, many nutrients, often in small, small quantities, but the combination that nature has put together means that it has really powerful effects. And I think that natural eggshell membrane is very similar in some ways to the way that nature has formed the inner leaf of the aloe plant. Now in the UK, eggshell membrane is relatively new, so some people may be a bit sceptical, some people may not have heard of it. But I just want to reassure you that actually in the States it's been on the market for many years, and as you can see, over 70 million doses have been sold in the States. So this is a tried and tested ingredient.